So we are now on the YouTube live. We are live on there. We have not started the podcast yet. We're live on all of our TikToks, and we are here together. Did you show prep for this? Hold on, don't answer that question. Let's start. Here we go. Welcome, everybody. This is Life on Shuffle, Tuesday, August the 18th, 2026 is the year. The last I checked, we have 3 months and 7-8 days till Christmas, so I'm super excited about that. 502-709-8778, 502-709-8778 is the number you can text in. If you ever have any problems, you want to text into us, let us know. We are live on YouTube. We are live on TikTok. We are live on all the things, not Facebook tonight. We switched over and went to YouTube tonight, so that's really fine. But happy to be joined on. We have a really cool person with us today. He's going to start coming on here a whole lot more. My man, Bourbon Thoughts, all the way from good old Pennsylvania. How are you, my man?
I am fabulous, my friend. How are you? Thank you for having me on again.
Yes, back in the saddle. So here's the thing. Last time we had you on here, we'll get going here in a minute, but last time we had you on here, we talked a lot about you, the Navy, and all that stuff. But I thought tonight, straight up podcast, we're going to talk about things. I'm going to just go for it, have some fun. So how was your day today?
It was good. We had minimal rain. It's been raining here like crazy for the last couple of weeks. So not a lot of rain today. So I got a lot of stuff done around the house. Built a new patio set that we bought like 2 weeks ago, but it's been raining, so I didn't get to put it together. And then went down to the river and tried to pick some river rocks. We have Susquehanna River right by my house here. And, river rocks, they're round and they're small, and they're perfect for the pond that we have. So went down there, ended up having my tripod with me, did a live, and it was a good day. And then I let everybody know that Pennsylvania has a law that you cannot take more than 40 river rocks per month per person. And you could
That's interesting. Well, let's start for the first thing with a river rock. Okay, so what makes a good river? So you're looking through, there's probably 4.6 million river rocks you can pick from. I'm give or take up one or two. What makes a good river rock? What are we looking for?
Well, for me, what I needed it for was, first of all, they have to be aesthetically pleasing, right? Nobody wants to look at a wonky rock. Everybody wants like a smooth. That's my OCD talking. And they have to be able to stack, because I'm doing it around the pond to make them stack on top of each other. So they kind of like the border of the pond, because that's what I was thinking. So I was walking around for about an hour and a half looking for perfect rocks that I could stack that are aesthetically pleasing, that would look nice in the landscaping. So
now, when you talk about rocks, we talking big, heavy rocks, little small rocks?
We're talking about maybe no bigger than softball size. So not like boulders.
So no more 12-inch.
Yeah.
That's
not even that big. Yeah, most of them probably 6 to 8 inches in circumference, maybe a pound at the most, each one.
6 to 8 inches. So then bears the question. So you can take 40 of these per person, per month, per year. Who's policing the rock? Who's the rock police? I didn't even know we had these people.
Well, Pennsylvania has police for everything. But it's the fishing. It's fishing game. And, people asked this in the live earlier, is that a law that's enforced? And I said, I don't think that the fishing game are walking around looking for people picking up rocks. But if they happen to be patrolling that area and they see you with a box of rocks, they may come up to you and say, how many rocks do you have? And if you have 50 plus, I guarantee you their first question is going to be, do you know about the law in Pennsylvania? At which point 99.44% of the people will say there's a law. And then they'll be let go with a warning. So I really don't think they're out there looking for people. But I get it. They don't want people taking rocks from the riverbank because that causes erosion problems and so on and so forth. So somewhere along the line, some lawmaker said, hey, we got to stop these people from taking rocks.
We have rock thieves around here.
Yeah.
Well, more than 40 rocks makes you a thief. I just think it's more interesting. Could you imagine being a police officer who somebody says, what do you do for a living? You're like, oh, I'm in law enforcement. Oh, that's great. What kind of law do you enforce? I'm the type of guy that walks around and stops people from taking rocks. Can you imagine being that guy?
They have their own TV show.
The most popular person.
They have their own TV show. They had a reality show. And the theme song was Twisted Sister, I Want to Rock. And that was the opening credits for the Rock Police show. So I'm kidding on that, everybody.
No, I know you're kidding, but I got to tell you, that would probably be a pretty interesting show to watch of police officers walking up and down or fishing and wildlife people, officers walking. Do they carry weapons? I mean, are they going to like draw a gun on you? You got a rock here?
No, Fish and Game carry guns. I don't think specifically for the rock thieves, but
yeah,
maybe for like a belligerent drunken hunter out there. I'm sure they have some kind of protection, but yeah.
So
but
you
know where I think it came from? Somewhere along the line in history, there was probably a rich person that was building property and wanted river rocks for their landscape and hired a company to just go to the Susquehanna River and just start scooping up as many rocks as they can, at which point prompted the lawmakers to say, hey, we got to put a stop to people stealing our rocks. And they came up with the 40 per person per month thing. So that's what I think happened.
Right. So, and it's just me and you talking here, just me and you. No, just me and you one-on-one.
No rock police. Okay.
Have you ever, have you taken more than 40?
Never.
Of course, yeah. Smart answer.
I shall not lie, cheat, or steal, nor tolerate those among us who do. So
100%. So
I took 27 of them today.
27 is the best you can find out of the river.
I'm still allowed 13 more for the rest of the month in case I want to go back next week.
That's interesting. Very interesting. So what I would like for you to do is I think the next time you river rock, when you're going live again, I think you should really demonstrate the perfect good rock that you're going to pick, right? And then I think you should show us all live what you do with your rocks.
I did show some of them today, and we skipped some rocks today.
That's fun.
I had a fabulous rock skip that probably went, I would say, 17 to 20 times. Wow. And I was pretty proud of myself. And I almost fell in the river while I did it, and that was even more funny. So,
can you imagine? Big C's on here. What's up, Big C, on my TikTok? How are you, buddy? So I think that skipping rocks, now that we talk about that was probably one of the more fun things I did as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And you were always more proud the more skips you could get.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could probably skip rocks for like an hour.
The problem that I have is I'm 6'2", and I'm old and decrepit now. So you have to get down. You have to be like a sidearm pitcher like Kent Colvey from back in the 80s. You remember him? Like,
I do.
Almost having your knuckles scrape the ground to get that perfect angle to hit the water. But mine are coming down like this and splashing and not getting that perfect skip. So 30 years ago, I would have probably skipped it 50 times.
That's pretty, yeah. And I mean, skipping rocks is just one of the most fun things I ever really got to do. But I didn't skip rocks a lot because I'll have a confession for everybody to make. I'm terrified of water. So even watching you live there today next to the water makes me nervous, and then you almost falling in makes me 10 times nervous. So I just get off there. I go on about my business and things like that.
That river's only like 6 feet deep where I was. So, I mean, you would have been in trouble. I would have been okay if I fell in.
Yeah,
so
it would have been just above the rim here. I may stand 5'9.5" on a good day. My back's been bothering me, so I'm about 5'9". So there's that. But he's our man, Bourbon. He's on here. Just a lot of different things I want to talk about. First thing I want to get into, first off, I like to talk a lot of mental health. You know that. It's a big deal for us. Make sure you're checking out our website, lifenetworkagency.com. We have a lot of good things going on there. Bourbon is one of our folks, creators in the Life Network, doing an amazing job helping us out. He's going to go back to managing. He doesn't know it yet, but we'll see. We'll talk to him. But, we'll get there and do all the things. But NFL football's around the corner. We'll talk about that. But me and Zach had a debate, and I think that I'm right, that I think football causes violence in the world. What say you?
Well, I would agree with you, only because it is a violent sport. However, I am a firm believer that everything starts with home life and parents and people that have influence over children. So if you have somebody that's in the sport of football that is being influenced by people that use it as violence and don't teach them how to properly play the sport, and then not play the sport when they're at home. You see where I'm going with this?
I do.
So yes, I do think it's a very violent sport and it's violent by design. But if if children are brought up the right way and know how to play it correctly, I don't think that violence transpires into anything other than on the football field.
Maybe so, but I still think we celebrate a big hit. The fans celebrate a big hit, and all the fans are kind of getting whatever it is that they get. So I still think it's a violent sport. But all right, that's to put to bed. First off,
but let me stop you on the next on that one before we finish that topic. How do you feel about MMA and boxing?
Hate it. Yep. Absolutely hate it. I don't like it. I don't like watching it. I'm not good like when you're in a restaurant and you're trying to eat, and they're fighting and they're bleeding all over the place. It's like, why are we doing this? We got to quit this.
I don't like bodily fluids. Blood doesn't bother me. Any other bodily fluid, listen, you can have a sucking chest wound and I will stick my fist in your chest to save your life and it won't bother me one bit. But if you crap your pants in front of me, you're on your own. I'm walking the other way.
Oh, you're not going to help so
no. Not at all.
To the older folks, Burbs is not coming to help you if you poop yourself, right?
Exactly. I'll throw a roll of toilet paper at you and I'll walk the other way.
I do okay with blood. I do okay with all that stuff. I'm not good with like out of your nose, like when the kids snot. It hangs out of there. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm like, I gotta go. I can't do it. Spit, sneezing. Vomit, the smell of vomit. Ooh, I mean, it just wears. I can't do it. I mean,
if somebody vomits next to me, then I'm the next one vomiting. That happens every time. And I got to tell you a story about Jackson when he was little. Michelle made a lemon meringue pie, and I was sitting there like stealing little pieces of it as she was putting it on the plates. And I ate a piece that I thought was part of the meringue, and it turns out that Jackson had a cold and was standing there in front of me. And I listen, I thought it was going to be good, but it's not. So that was a very bad experience.
That doesn't sound good at all. Nasty. All right, so back to the football game because that's gross. That's very nasty. How's your Eagles looking this year? We'll start with your Eagles.
Well, being an Eagles fan, I'm always prepared for the worst and hoping for the best. So there was one season in my life that I can remember where I did not have to worry. And that was 2 years ago when they won the Super Bowl. I knew they were a dominant team. I knew they were all on the same page. I felt it in my heart from the first snap of preseason that this team was going to be something special. And they were. And they went out there and they dominated because they were a team. I think they're going to be okay this year. I'm predicting 13-4. Maybe for them. Now that A.J. Brown is gone, I think the locker room is going to be better and the camaraderie and the team is going to be there because last year was nothing but A.J. Brown and a couple other prima donnas bringing everybody down. And but yeah, I'm guessing 13-4, hoping not to be disappointed in the playoffs. But as a lifelong Eagles fan, we are always prepared for the worst. So that's where I'm going to leave it.
That is true. Is Travis Kelce still playing?
Yes, he is.
And he doesn't. Now that he's married Taylor, which I think he did. I mean, allegedly he did in New York. We don't have proof, but they say he did. So we'll, for this particular exercise, we'll say he did.
I was there. I got an invite.
Oh, that's right. You were there. I forgot. You were like, 15th row back. I remember now. So do you think now that all the hoopla's over, he's married her, all is wonderful, do you think he'll be back to his old self and play good football?
No, I've been watching the OTAs with him, and he doesn't look the same. He's older. I don't think he's going to be as dominant as he was. Every NFL player hits that plateau, and then they start going downhill. I think that's where he's at. And I also believe that any sports figure, once they get married and have kids, their game changes, no matter what sport it is. But especially in football, when you are a single superior athlete, and that's all you focus on is training, watching films, being in the weight room, preparing for the games, you are dominant. But when you introduce other things to your life, like a wife and children, and I'm not knocking this at all because you should be there for your wife and children, but that takes away from all your planning and preparation for the games. And I know there's a study somewhere. I've done my own little study in my head that when players get married and start having children, they start to decline, and they're not as superior as they used to be. And rightfully so. They should be there for their families. So.
Do you think with these two being married, and I agree with everything you said, because I do think, like, their attention really does turn to family. I mean, it happens to all of us, and some of the more high profile athletes, it really shows the effect because they're in the limelight, right? You see them. Do you think that this marriage, one, will last, and two, do you think they'll even have kids?
I don't know. I've heard Travis say on his brother's podcast that he would like to have children. I've never heard it come out of Taylor's mouth, and I don't follow pop culture and all that other stuff. I only know about them because I watch sports podcasts and stuff like that. But I don't know. Worst case scenario, if the marriage does not last, Taylor Swift gets another #1 album out of it about writing about how horrible Travis is. So,
and could you imagine that album and what that would be?
Yeah.
I mean, that could be interesting because now you've got all these Travis Kelce fans. They're going to be on his side. She's going to try to write a #1 album about him. But if she messes up, if she screws him up, it might not be as big an album as you think.
And that's true. But how great was it that Travis Kelce started dating Taylor Swift and brought her into the limelight so people actually got to know who Taylor Swift was? Because before they started dating, nobody knew who Taylor Swift was.
Yeah,
it was all because all of a sudden she's dating a Super Bowl champion, and then everybody's like, "Oh, this Taylor Swift girl," and now she blew up. But she was nothing before Travis.
Yeah, because even on Sunday nights, they would never put her on the TV. I never saw her.
Stirring the pot a little bit with the Swifties.
Would you go to a Swiftie concert if you were given tickets for free?
Sure. Yeah.
I would too, just because I'd want to experience it.
I am a music person, and she puts on a show, and I know I would be entertained. I wouldn't know 80% of the songs, but I would be entertained just because of the theatrics and stuff. And I'll tell you this right now. I am a metalhead. I like metal music. And about 6-7 years ago, Michelle surprised me with tickets to Slipknot, VIP tickets, because she works for a radio station. So she got VIP tickets to Slipknot, one of my favorite bands. It was Knotfest 2018, I think it was, whatever it was. But anyway, she does not listen to metal. She is the hardest she will go is Pearl Jam, but she listens to contemporary stuff and things like that. She went to a Slipknot concert with me expecting to have the worst experience in her life. And she said it was one of the most entertaining concerts she has ever been to. Just the theatrics. She didn't understand any of the words. The music was loud and heavy, but she felt the music in her chest. Everybody that was there was on the same page, just wanting to have fun. So yeah, she had a blast. I have never had an issue at a metal concert. Country concerts, I've been involved in people fighting around me, degenerates vomiting and stuff like that, getting crazy. Metal concerts, never had an issue. Country, rap, pop concerts, I've had issues. Never had a problem with anybody at a metal concert. So,
do you think that's because they don't understand the lyrics, or because obviously I've been to a couple country concerts, people fight, drinking, whatever. I went to a Brantley Gilbert concert. Of course, people fought at a Brantley Gilbert concert. But what is it about metal that makes it like? Is it because they don't understand it, or just everybody's just going crazy in mosh pit? Have you been in a mosh pit?
Oh yeah, well, yeah. I'm not at 51 years old, but yes, I've moshed a lot.
You don't think at 51 you can hang?
No, absolutely not. One shot to the knees and I'm down and I'm getting trampled. So, but that's the other misconception about mosh pits. When you're in a pit and somebody goes down, the pit doesn't keep going. The pit stops around you and people pick you back up and they get you out if you're injured. It's not like getting trampled on. But here's the thing with metal music. Metal music, people that listen to metal music want to listen to metal music. Okay, so everybody's on the same wavelength, everybody's on the same page, and there's been numerous psychological studies done about people that have anxiety, people that have depression, people that have OCD, ADHD. They gravitate more towards metal music because of the constant changing music. It's not constant, it's not steady. You're getting something different. And then the aggression triggers something in people's minds that have anger issues and anxiety issues, and it actually calms us. It calms us down. That's why I listen to metal. If I was upset and put on a Taylor Swift song, I'd probably want to go around punching butterflies. But I put on Slipknot or Cannibal Corpse, and I will sit there like I'm watching an opera concert. It calms me. And there's been studies done that proves why. And pop music is the absolute worst for somebody with ADHD or OCD because it's the same beat for 2 to 3 minutes straight and it doesn't change. And your mind gets in that loop and it starts to anger you and it heightens your anxiety because your mind is like, are they ever going to switch up this? And it never happens. And you end up being more frustrated at the end of the song. So yeah, there's psychological science behind being a metal fan. And to answer your question, everybody at a metal concert is on the same page. They're there to listen to the music, to have fun, to feel the energy, and to let out some aggression. But they let out the aggression through the music and the mosh pits, not because somebody looked at their girl the wrong way and now they want to fight them. That's
right.
That's the only, and that's what happens at country concerts.
Yeah, and I think that's a good take from this whenever you're talking about, like, if somebody's really like this and they have that pent up, like, I'm really raged, when they're able to listen to that music, that particular, that metal music, they almost transfer the energy from them into the song.
100%.
And that's what helps bring that down.
Mm-hmm.
We're almost like your country music or whatever that might be, or like you said, there's really nowhere for that energy to go. So then they absorb the song and how sad or whatever it is they're talking about. And before you know it, pop, 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 they've got to do some of that energy. So, because I have found that too for myself, like when I'm really, and I've got my go-to song, I don't know what they say. I don't know what the song is about. All I know is it's a Rammstein song. I think it's like called Rammstein or Rammstein. I don't even know how to say the band.
Yeah.
But it's
Rammstein
from the movie.
Is fine. Yeah.
Yep, Triple X, and it starts with the F. It's like Fire.
Fry.
That song. And I don't even know what the hell it's about.
Yeah.
But that particular song there, like when I am like raged, you're right. I go to that song. So I'm telling all the folks out there with mental rage, like if you're really mad, go find one of those songs that can absorb your energy for you. It's such a really good take. I like that.
Yeah. Fire means fire at will in German, by the way. So now the song makes more sense. He's talking about fire. He's basically talking about unload your cannons, unleash devastation, fire at will is what the song is about. And Rammstein's a very, very entertaining band. I've seen them seen them live in Philadelphia about 15 years ago. Pyrotechnics, everything. Absolutely good show. Yeah. Yeah.
See, I would like to go to something like that, just like you said, for the entertainment, right? Because I just think that'd be absolutely just freaking crazy as all get out. So with that, because obviously we have that, me and Zach have talked back and forth a little bit. I don't know whatever. Could you imagine what Elvis Presley could do in today's pyrotechnic world or entertainment world? What kind of concert would that guy put on, and would it be that good?
Well, I can tell you this, having been to a Rammstein show and their pyrotechnics, one of the things that they do is they take this big face mask that they have with a fire cannon, and the guitar players wear it. And as they're playing the guitar, flames are shooting out of this hose that are 6 inches from their face. I can picture Elvis Presley putting one of those on his waist and doing his signature hip thrust move with the flames coming out of a particular area of his abdomen. So
now that would be something to see. That's what I'm saying. And even like Michael Jackson, obviously we're robbed of Michael Jackson's few years there when he finally passed. But those two guys, will there ever be another like that?
Another Michael Jackson?
Because
I don't think so.
Would you not agree that he's probably the greatest entertainer himself? Like with his dancing, the way he done all the things that he done. Will there ever be another like that?
I don't think so, and only because there are so many directions that people can go with who they see and what they listen to and choices that they can make in music. When Michael Jackson was around and we were kids, we got what was on the radio, what was on MTV, and what we went to the store to buy. We didn't have an unlimited supply of music where we can go any direction we wanted. So it was kind of tailored since he took over when he did in the 80s. Everybody knew about him. Everybody listened to him. whether they wanted to or not. They knew and heard Michael Jackson. Nowadays, with so many different artists people can follow and listen to, I don't think anybody's going to have that kind of presence. The same with Madonna. Nobody's going to have the presence like Madonna. Lady Gaga was close at one point. Taylor Swift is probably up there with somebody that's dominating. But still, everybody has way too many choices now. So nobody is going to be that one, that king or that queen of the music industry.
So would Michael Jackson then, so then it brings me to this thought, would Michael Jackson live in this world and be as big as he was then as he is now? Or would he be that big now as he was then based on everybody's ability to go in different directions? Or would he be about where Taylor Swift is in this day and age?
I think he would probably be about where Taylor Swift is, only if he had music that aligned with the music of today. If he came in right now, today, with the music that he had in the 80s, he's not going to fly. The music was great, and we think it's classic and we think it's great, but it's basic. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't think he would have the pop, and he's the king of pop. How's that for a segue? I don't think he would have the pop in today's world as he did in the 80s when he came out with what he was doing. But you're right. He's absolutely amazing. Jackson is 11 years old and absolutely loves Michael Jackson. Has loved him for years. Went and saw the movie. Loved the movie. In fact, we're getting ready to fly out of the country in 2 weeks, and he was looking through the list on American Airlines to see what movies are on the flight, and the Michael movie's on the flight, and he got all excited about it because he gets to watch it again on the way to vacation. So
that's good. That's good.
So he's been gone, and he's still influencing 11-year-olds. So that says something about somebody's legacy right there.
Oh, 100%. And I think, and I think even Elvis was really, really big, obviously, in his time. Probably, the best to do whatever he did.
Mm-hmm.
Then Michael Jackson came along. Right now, we kind of have Taylor Swift, but I just wish we were in a position where we could have another Michael Jackson so ourselves could experience it better when we were a little older, because even in the 80s, early 90s, I was still very young. So I'm 44 now. So, I was very young when Michael Jackson was around. But I think the first thing I had of Michael Jackson when he caught his hair on fire in a commercial or a Super Bowl, whatever he did.
Pepsi commercial, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's kind of what set him down onto the new whatever it is he did with himself. But so yeah, there's that. So we're ready for the football season. I don't have a team. I could care less. Fantasy football's coming. I'm going to let ChatGPT, AI draft my team. I get in this thing at work. Do you do fantasy football?
I don't, only because I don't have the time or the energy to keep up with it. So yeah, no. I tried it a couple times years ago, but now
we do it at work. All the guys put in the thing, and I keep getting a bad draft order, so I think I'm being toast here, but it's fine. So, but I think about fantasy football. One of the coolest things I see is like all these folks that have like their fantasy football leagues, and then the loser has to have a punishment. Would you ever, like, if Bourbon had the time and energy, set everything else aside, hypothetically, would you go in and do a punishment fantasy football league?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, even if it was a tattoo or something like that.
I have no shame, and if I sign up for something, I'm following it through to the end. So, yeah. Unless the tattoo I had to get had anything to do with the Dallas Cowboys, then.
Oh, you're not getting the star?
Oh, hell no. No.
Why does everybody not like the star? I thought this was America's team.
No, it's not America's team. It's America's. Yeah, no, they say it's America's team, but it's not. Well, it was last century. They haven't done anything in 31 years. When your team has not done anything in 31 years, you cannot talk crap about how great your team is. You see what I'm saying?
And they have done nothing.
In fact, I was scrolling TikTok last night, came across one of my friends that I follow on here, and she's a big Eagles fan. She posted something about the upcoming season, and there was a guy that jumped in the comments and said, "Just remember who owns your Eagles," and it had a Dallas Cowboy tip in his cap. So I clicked on the guy's profile just to see, and it said USMC vet, 27 years old. So I commented, I said, you weren't even born the last time your team went to the NFC Championship. Your argument is invalid. Go Birds. And he messaged me 3 hours later and he said, hey, bud, I'm friends with Elena. Please don't think bad about me. And I said, I signed a contract to be a lifelong Eagles fan, so I have to talk crap. I respect you as a person. I just don't like your team. So yeah, now I'm friends with him on Facebook, so we could talk crap about he could talk about my Eagles and I could talk about his Cowboys. So
Yeah, just like the comments are coming in now. It's not generally the violence on the field as much as it's with the fans. And like she's saying, like, here comes the violence because now he's talking about things and you're ready to prove him wrong and da 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 da. So again, it does. It incites rivalries. As long as everybody keeps them clean and has fun with it. I like to rage bait and things like that. That's a term that I've learned in my last few months here at the house with my children. I did learn a term tonight with our children. I didn't know. Do you have a daughter?
Yes, 2.
You do. Do you know what what I don't even know what it was called now? The money line? The money
line.
Something. I'll have to figure out what it is. Let me look up something here. But let me text them and ask them. It was something that had to do. Hang on a minute. Let me ask them because now I need to know what was that thing called. What is Maddie's
money line? I haven't heard money line.
It's money something.
Hey, Lace, how are you?
All right, we'll figure that out. But today is actually National Ice Cream Pie Day. Have you ever had ice cream pie?
I have.
I've heard of ice cream cake.
Yeah, ice cream pie is basically an ice cream cake. It's just in a pie dish.
Shaped in a pie shape.
So, yeah.
We just leave the crust behind. That's really important. We don't,
No,
I had a cheesecake the other night that the whole crust made it even worse.
You have to eat the crust.
No, you don't.
If you don't eat the crust, you're just eating pudding.
That's right. But I'm eating it in a pie shape. Right? Same thing as this right here with the ice cream.
I don't judge. Whatever toots your horn. But still, I'm going to judge you on this. You eat the stinking pie, or you eat the stinking crust, Jay.
Yeah, it doesn't toot my horn as much as it, incites my palate.
So when you eat pizza, do you just like lick the sauce and the cheese off and leave the crust?
I've been known to pull the toppings off, and I'll take the toppings, dip them in garlic butter, eat the toppings, leave the crust behind. I've been known to do that.
What if it's stuffed crust?
I'm not a stuffed crust person. I don't like stuffed crust. I don't like cheese I don't like it.
You like mozzarella sticks?
The times I'll do some of the crust is Papa John's when I'm dipping it in the garlic butter. I like that. I'll do that. But other than that, I don't need the crust on the pizza. I pull the toppings off. I'm normal.
Now, let me ask you this about Papa John's. Do you feel that there has been a change in the quality of Papa John's over the last 10 years or so?
1,000%. I think Papa John's has turned terrible.
Yes.
Used to be awesome.
Used
to be awesome. Now, I don't know what it is about Papa John's, but it's bad.
Well, John Schnatter used to own it, was his name. Papa John Schnatter. He sold it to this big conglomeration, and that's when it started going downhill. A couple of years ago, Shaq bought the majority shares in Papa John. So he's starting to bring it back to its original. But when the original owner, John, sold it to this big corporate conglomeration, that's when it went way downhill. So hopefully Shaq can bring it back. So
Zach Douglas has just popped in here. He's trying to comment. Papa John's is awesome. You have no idea what you're talking about. So here he goes.
No, I believe Papa John's is awesome. That used to be my favorite. I loved Papa John's, but there has been a steady decline in the quality and the taste over the last 10 years. So now that could be because I got older, because there's things I loved when I was a kid that I don't love now because my taste changed as I got older, but I noticed a decline in it.
What is something, so your taste buds change, I agree. Riley says that's the difference between a millennial and a Gen Xer when it comes to Papa John's. See, I like old school pizza. What about Little Caesars?
Little Caesars is good in a pinch. In a pinch for $5, you can't go wrong with Little Caesars. Would I choose it if I had a choice? Would I go to Little Caesars specifically? No. But if I'm hungry and I'm driving down the street and there's $5 hot and ready Little Caesars right there, I'm getting a Little Caesars. And I'm okay.
Yeah, I don't get the pizza from there. I get the Italian cheese bread.
Okay.
with pepperoni on top, and I dip it in their marinara sauce.
Fun fact: that was Michelle's first job when she was 15 years old. Was Little Caesars.
Oh, it's a pizza. She walks around with a little pizza.
Yeah, and I
The old school
I worked right across the street at the KFC when I was 15. So at 15, we were working right across the street from each other.
Yeah,
so
I got you. So you showed her the secret recipe.
Not then.
See what I did there?
She wouldn't talk to me in high school.
Oh, it wasn't. Get her on here. I need to talk to her.
Yeah, it wasn't until we were, 10 years ago when we were both coming out of bad relationships and try to reconnect after high school that we're like, hey, we actually have something here. Maybe we should have done this 30 years ago,
Yeah, maybe you should have. Riley says that Little Caesars is the Taco Bell of pizza.
Great analogy, Riley.
Probably true. I would eat Little Caesars. I won't eat Taco Bell because it's really bad. I really wish we would bring back the old Red Roof Pizza Hut with the old checkerboard tables with the cups.
There is one here, Jay.
Y'all still have one?
Tunkhannock, Pennsylvania, literally 15 miles up the road from where I'm sitting right now. They still do the book club. They have the salad bar. They have the stained glass lamps over the tables. They have the red plastic Pizza Hut cups. They bring it to your table just like they did in the past. You walk in there, you're flashing back to 1988, and it's absolutely awesome. I've actually talked about doing a live from there. Just haven't made it up there.
Oh, that would be awesome.
We should do that.
Because I love the sit down. Wait a minute. Riley says Franklin, Kentucky. So you're telling me you can go into this Pizza Hut, sit down like you did. They have the buffet. They have all the cups, all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they got to bring that back. That nostalgia would be awesome.
Yep, there's a couple of them still around. We have one right here. We actually went to it a couple months ago when we were up that way, but we just got takeout from it. But walking in there was a flashback. That was a glimmer. That was a glimmer. Made me smile. Brought back some times.
Yeah. I will tell you this. What's up, Jamie, on TikTok? How are you? I will tell you this. This is interesting. When I was a kid, we would go to Pizza Hut a lot, and y'all will like scorn me for this, probably yell at me. But back when I was a kid, I wouldn't eat the toppings. I would scrape the toppings off and have the crust left, and I would put a bunch of Parmesan cheese and a couple of jalapeno peppers, and that's what I would eat. And it used to piss my stepdad off.
I was about to say, who hurt you, Jay?
So that's my kind of confession. Yeah. I used to eat crust. Mm-hmm. I did, but I would take all the pizza toppings off the crust and eat the crust and Parmesan cheese. That's all I do.
Yeah, but you know
what? My dad couldn't figure it out.
Did that make you happy?
It did make me happy.
Does it still make you happy today to pull the toppings off a pizza and eat them?
It does.
Does it still make you happy to scrape all the pie filling and leave the crust?
Well, I don't scrape it out. So when I eat the pie,
you eat it. You just don't go down deep enough. You just don't go down deep enough.
I'm like an excavator. I get to the proper depth.
Yep.
And then I pull it out, and I eat what it is I need, and I leave the crap behind.
So here's what I got to say about that. Who are you hurting by eating your food that way? Absolutely nobody.
Absolutely, but everybody tells me I'm crazy.
You enjoy it. You like it. So screw the haters. Let them hate.
That's right.
I'm still going to judge you and think you're weird for doing that, but I'm not going to hate on you for it. I'm kidding. Don't hate on people for what they eat and what they don't eat. That's like the bourbon snobs that tell you, oh, you're drinking Four Roses bourbon. Why aren't you drinking the $160 bottle? Because I like Four Roses bourbon, and it's $24 a bottle, and I like it, and that's the best bourbon to me. Actually, Knob Creek 9 is. Y'all know that. But right now I'm drinking Four Roses, so I went with that. But yeah, don't listen to people. Do what makes you happy.
Heather on here says that we should co-host on TikTok as well, so they can hear us on both sides there too. Just go to the YouTube channel. You can see both of us on there. It's just as easy on the YouTube channels.
That would be hilarious.
That would be. I think what would happen there though is the echo would
the feedback
echo us in. But we would have to check it out and see. We have all of our friends. They're bouncing around. It's so funny to watch. They're bouncing around from YouTube to yours to mine. They're trying to see all the different angles of what we're doing.
Now,
here. At some point, we'll get better at this.
If we have our TikTok volumes turned down, would that still mess with the audio?
It may not. We may have to try that. I'm not afraid to try it. We're here live on the air.
All right, here we go.
Let me turn my volume down.
Invite sent. Volume's down.
All right, I accepted it. So now we're on there. I can see the side of you. There you are. My volume's down, your volume's down, and we're live on
Yeah.
TikTok together. So there you go. We're on
Yeah,
all
there
the
you go.
things.
Now we figured it out. Look at that. Look
Yeah.
how
Now
much
the
bigger
next
I am
thing.
than you. I'm like 9 feet above your head.
Yeah. I'm laid back. My back's sitting way up. He's like, I'm on a podcast.
Well,
I
I'm on the
sit up like that.
I'm on the iPad too, and I have it like propped up because I don't have a tripod for the iPad. That's a tongue twister. But
Yeah, I actually have a computer sitting in front of me where I can see you. And then
Mhm.
what I'm eventually probably going to do is have a TV up on the wall and then cast this to the TV so I can like look up at the TV and all that stuff. We're going to have a really good thing behind us. We have a lot of going on here. So if anybody
There you
on
go.
here wants to know, you can get onto duct taped on the desk. What is duct taped
Yeah.
on the desk?
We did our first 4 months of lives in the Bourbon Brigade with a selfie stick duct taped to my desk. I did not have a tripod. I had a selfie stick that I duct taped to the desk, and we made it through the first 4 months until
MacGyver.
Michelle finally bought me a tripod and said, "Get rid of that stinking duct tape." So yeah. And then when I went out and I did nature lives, I would cut the duct tape off the desk for the selfie stick, go out and do the nature lives, and then tape it back to the desk for the ones that we did indoors. So yeah.
That's phenomenal. I love
Listen,
it.
Donald Rumsfeld told us when we asked for better gear during Iraqi freedom, he said, "You need to win the war with the gear that you have, not the gear that you wish you had." So
Ooh.
yeah, so I learned how to make things happen.
Make things work.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But who is Donald Rumsfeld? Now wait a minute. Who is Donald Rumsfeld? Of all the money and things we spend, we need to get our guys some gear. Now I'm going to push back. That's a bad answer from Rumsfeld. He should say, "Oh, you guys are in the military. What the hell do you need? Let's just send it to you." But instead, he comes up with well, you should just get by with what you have and win the war. Blah blah blah. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, it was one of the worst answers a Secretary of Defense can give to a question in history. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
Well, that's politicians.
Donald Trump will be like, "That's a bad answer, a bad answer. We won't do that." Oh, they'll have the best.
You sound just like him. Yeah.
The best part about him is, whatever, put the politics aside. Who cares? He will he will have memes for us for years.
For years. Like we thought George W. Bush was going to be like the meme king, but yeah, he's second fiddle now to what's going on.
Oh, 100%.
I met him when I was 10 years old.
Which one, Bush?
No, Trump.
Did you really?
Yeah.
So did Kevin Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, yeah.
In the movie.
Yeah, in the Home Alone.
Kevin
Home Alone. Macaulay Culkin. Kevin McAllister. Yeah.
Yes.
But
so all right, so tell us about your Trump meeting.
My parents used to take us to Atlantic City every summer. That was the vacation spot. And they would stick us in a arcade and they would go to the casino. They would hand us $20 and say, "Have fun. We'll check on you in a couple hours." You could do that back in the 80s. Not worry about your kid getting stolen. But we were staying at the Taj Mahal and we were in the arcade and there's a whole bunch of us kids in there because other parents did the same thing. And Trump came through with his entourage and shook every little kid's hand and gave us each $20 and said, "Have a good day." So I met him when I was 10 years old. He came and handed us $20 and shook all the kids' hands. And he was going through the lobby meeting everybody and stuff with his entourage. So, yeah.
So you didn't even have
some billionaire dude.
Yeah. So you didn't even have to gamble. You doubled your money just by meeting the guy that walked past you. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Did you know at the time who you were meeting?
Yes. Everybody knew who, one of the richest men in the world were, So
that's pretty awesome.
It wasn't like a celebrity status, like I was meeting Sylvester Stallone or something, but I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was cool he gave us $20,
Oh, 100%. 100%. Guy like that should be getting 100, but whatever. Are you shocked a guy like that is president?
This was like 1985, so $20 was like 100 now. Yeah. Am I shocked? No. Only because I think this was the shakeup that this country needed. They needed a non-politician in a high office. Did I think he was going to be this high in office? No. But the fact that he cannot be bought, he cannot be swayed by all these people saying, I donated so much to your campaign years ago, so you have to help pass this for me or pass that for me. He's not a politician, and that's why the politicians don't like him. So I think we needed a shakeup because what this did, especially the second term, is made a lot of people realize just how corrupt our political system is, with too many people that have other people's hands in their pockets and not doing what's right for the people, but doing what's right to save their image because they don't want bad stuff coming out. So, yeah, I mean, if he just keeps his mouth shut, I think he'd be doing a lot better. But
Yeah,
again,
like shut up.
he's not a politician, and he's going to say what's on his mind. So,
He
you know,
is.
I think this was a shakeup that this country needed to realize that, hey, we need to pay a little bit more attention to who we're electing into office.
Well,
Whether or
hopefully
not
it does
elections
help.
work anyway. So we don't know. I don't know. I just
don't
take, listen, here's how I think about politics. I'm not right. I'm not left. I'm American. I'm purple, if that makes sense. You take a little bit
Yeah.
of red, you take a little bit of blue, and you get me. I'm purple. I see things on both sides, and that's how I live my life. And I take care of my bubble and the people in my bubble. Everything outside of the
100%.
bubble, if I can do my little bit by voting or speaking up about something, I will, but I'm not going to get bent out of shape over political stuff that I can't control. I'm not going to go out and riot. I'm not going to go out and protest. I'm not doing any of that stuff because I don't
Right.
think we have the power as people. But if we came together, if we learned to love each other, if we learned to not judge people, if we learned to put our differences aside and realize that we have more in common with each other. I can walk into Walmart right now as a 6'2" big dude from Pennsylvania and see some purple-haired girl that's wearing a pro-choice shirt in Walmart, and I probably have more in common with her than I do of all these people that are in charge of us, of all these billionaires that are making all the decisions, of all of these politicians that think they're doing what's best for us, but they're not even listening to us. We need to come together as a country, as a people, and put our differences aside and stop listening to the media who are influencing us, saying the left is bad and the right is bad. Because I guarantee you, they're showing us the worst of the left and the worst of the right. They're not showing the majority of the population that goes right down the middle, like all of us, that just want to live our life and love and be happy and care and be cared for and just be kind to each other. That doesn't
Exactly.
sell. That doesn't sell newspapers or magazines. So they're not going to focus on that. So they keep feeding us all the bad crap. And if you're not a free thinker, you're going to believe the bad crap, because I did for a long time.
Yeah.
So just love each other, people.
Yeah,
That's what
and a
it's all
lot of
about.
people are doing that. They're believing the crap. They're listening to that garbage, and they're definitely. I'm not right. I'm not blue. I'm not left. I'm not up. Whatever you want to call it. I am down the
Mhm.
middle with you. Of like, I see both sides. I understand both ends of the spectrum, and whatever that is in the middle is where we truly need to be. Because it's always, even in an investigation I do at work, there's this side, and the truth usually lies in the middle. That's the
Mhm.
where it is with all the other this stuff, and
Yep.
and again, we don't get too political on this show, because again, this show for us is about getting away for an hour and having a whole lot of fun and laughing and
Oh,
joking
yeah.
and all that stuff. I do
Absolutely.
have that term. Have you ever heard of your daughters having a money piece?
A money piece.
A money
No,
piece?
I have not
No.
heard of money piece, but I
Well,
will
we'll
be
ask
asking.
anybody else around. Do you know what a money piece is before I reveal what this is?
You guys know what a money piece is?
So you have two daughters.
Can I have a guess?
You
Can I have a
You sure
guess?
can.
Now I know last year, the year before, there was the gat thing. Gat, which meant that, like, badunkadunk, bodacious booty type thing, was a gat, I guess.
Something like that.
Is money piece like somebody with a nice butt? I don't know. That's what I'm. The way the teenagers talk now, I don't know.
Yeah,
So,
it's not something to do
see
there.
what I-
And does anybody on your TikTok know? Right now on my TikTok, I'm not getting a lot of people that know what a money piece is.
We have, let's see. Lace is saying yes. Oh, hair. Lace is saying it's your hair. So
So
your hair is a money piece.
apparently there's, with girls, when they part and they have their hair come down each side, and like all the viewers that are listening can't see me, but the hair, because that's that, they will blonde these two streaks right down the front,
Mirabella has that.
and they call that their money piece.
Mirabella has a money piece. She just got it done
There
last
you
week
go.
because she's going back to school in a couple of weeks. So there you
Yes.
go. Thanks, Lace.
So
Lace,
the
do you have
kids,
a money piece? Framing the face. It frames the face, Lace says.
framing the face is a money piece.
Okay. That makes sense.
Just learned that today.
There you go. Money piece.
Because we were standing in the kitchen before I came downstairs to do the podcast, and I heard my wife look at Maddie and say, Kayla looked at Maddie and said, your money piece looks good right now. And I'm like, what did you say? Because I'm like, what are you talking about? Somebody out here thought maybe it was a rich boyfriend, something like that.
Okay,
but no,
that makes sense too.
No, it's the blonde stripes down that I guess they say frames the face. I guess so it makes it your money piece. Who
that
knew?
Makes sense.
And somebody on here asked,
sense.
is that a cost to money to dye that piece? I would assume it's part of it. They probably charge a little extra.
Well, I can tell you right now,
have to worry about dyeing his money piece.
Nope. God dyed my money piece right here. That's why it's like blonde. See, that's
So the guy's our money piece is down here in the beard with the goatee and the nice beard. That can be our money piece. But
I can tell you it was $180 for Mirabella to get that done last week at a cut, and the little money piece dye, I guess it would be $180 is what it cost.
So now next time you see her, it should not be like, oh, your money piece looks great.
Yeah,
see if she knows
money piece looks great.
You'll be hip.
Probably.
Now,
she'll roll her eyes at me, because what I do when I hear them saying annoying things that are catching on, like the 6-7, I start saying it. Then it's not cool anymore.
No, why is that? We're trying to be
and then they stop saying it, and then I'm stuck saying it. So
oh, I didn't know Elizabeth on here is Beth from New Zealand. Beth, how are you? Let's say hello to her. I wish I knew who she was. I wish I'd have known that earlier, but yes, it's Beth. I hope everything's good for you. Today is National Mail Order Catalog Day. Do you still do anything mail order catalog?
Funny you say that, because right before I went on live, I went and got the mail, and there's a mail order catalog in the mail. I don't order from this one.
I was going to say, Bourbon Thoughts is showing you soft surroundings.
Soft surroundings.
So you order from that. What's Bourbon ordering from soft surroundings?
Let's see if there's anything in here that I would wear. Okay, I'd rock that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Burbs can rock. Burbs can rock that.
That's
right
a fall
there.
collection.
Yeah. The little leopard pants would go to my leopard skin Speedo when we go on vacation in 2 weeks. So
because that's right. Because your kids are not back in school yet. They have the weirdest school schedule up there.
Yeah, they don't go back until the Wednesday after Labor Day. So
Wednesday after Labor Day, and then they'll get out to the middle of June based on snow.
Middle of June. June 17th is when they got out this year.
Which I'm surprised you guys still have snow days with our ability to have like Zoom calls and all that. You think they would have what we call asynchronous learning or whatever it is, where everybody's on the tube there?
They do. They have so many allotted for it's called virtual learning days. So there's so many virtual learning days, and then there's so many snow days worked into the schedule. So when they use up all the virtual learning days, then they use up all the snow days. And if they go over, that's when they start taking away from summer break. And if they go less, then summer break starts earlier. So it's all allotted like that. And what determines the snow days is there are some places that we have around here where parents don't do the virtual learning from home. They take their kids to a building and drop them off for the day, and they have virtual learning centers where the kids stay there and do the virtual learning. So the road conditions are what determine if the district determines that it's not safe for their parents to get them to those virtual learning centers that are closer to their home, then they'll do a full snow day. So it all comes down to the ice, basically, ice and freezing rain and stuff like that, and whether the roads are cleared.
Yeah, and you're more up northeast than us, so obviously, your snow days you probably get a few more than we do. Does it take more than an inch of snow to shut you all down?
Oh yeah, at least if it's just snow itself, I would say probably anywhere from 6 to 8 inches, and depending on how fast it comes down. And it all goes back to how fast the county can get the roads cleared. So if it comes down fast and they can't get the roads cleared, then we'll have a snow day or a virtual day. But if it's a slow, steady fall over a 24-hour period and the roads are cleared, the kids will still go to school. So
here, if we get a half inch of snow, it's over.
Yeah, no,
it's
got to be.
Close it. They're all about safety. They just turn it off.
We've had more snow days and virtual learning days for freezing rain conditions during the winter than we have for snow conditions. So, and the freezing rain is the big thing, because that's where the roads get really icy and the school buses and everything can slide all over the place.
Do you all have severe weather days? tornadoes, things of that nature. Because we've had those.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
We've
our
had,
kids. Zach's
we've
right.
had,
Our kids get out of school for predicted bad weather. Like we
yeah.
could be sitting here tonight and they'd be on the news saying tomorrow it's gonna blah 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 blah. They'll shut school down. Nobody goes anywhere.
We've had a day or two like that where they said, "Oh my God, snowmageddon is coming! Freezing rain, 12 inches of snow in a 10-hour period. You know, the world's going to end. Make sure your generators are full of gas." And then everybody wakes up the next day. Nobody went to work. Nobody went to school, and we're like, "Where's the snow?" And it's absolutely nothing. So
there's
and
nothing there.
The weather people are like, "Oh, it's shifted. You know, it went the other way." And we're like, I want that job. I want a job where I could be right 20% of the time and still get a paycheck. You know?
Yeah, can you imagine that? I mean, they're wrong like a lot nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Like a ton.
Yeah.
100% a ton.
So Glenna says same here where they're at. So
where's she at?
Weather days.
Glenna is somewhere near us, I believe. But they do like predicted severe weather. They shut it down, turn it off. I mean, we've had days where we're out of school in the sunshine and not one drop of rain hits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Missouri. Glenna's in Missouri.
So
hey, it's a free day. We'll see. I think the Farmer's Almanac came out. I didn't see. Do you believe the Farmer's Almanac?
I believe in trends and analysis, and I think that's where the Farmer's Almanac. Words are hard. Farmer's Almanac comes in is trends and analysis. So yeah, I think there's a little truth to it. I wouldn't, put all my stock in it if you wanted me to bet on it, but so.
Would you like to have a nice winter with a bunch of snow, or would you rather just be mild and get through it?
I like mild only because I put my body through HE double hockey sticks through my career. And when the temperature drops below 40, I lock up. So winters are pretty tough for me. So, yeah.
And that's because you were in the Navy actually doing things. You were in the Navy doing things. Exactly. Like you weren't in the Air Force just sitting around on the sideline watching. I mean,
Oh, well, they don't sit around on the sidelines watching. They hang out in the DFAC in the mess halls and they eat all the good food.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
While we're out while you're out doing the daggone thing, they're hanging around.
Yeah. So the Navy says, we say hoo-yah, okay, and the Army says hooah, and the Marine Corps says oorah. You know what the Air Force says?
What time do we eat?
They say 4.
Well, that's for those that don't know, we have another buddy of ours that does this podcast. He was in the Air Force, so we like to banter back and forth. It's all fun. Everybody understand. And anybody listening out here, just so that you guys know, from TikTok to all the worlds, when these guys go back and forth, they've earned their ability to do that, earn the right between the, from the military to the fire department to all that stuff that we've done. It's all in good fun. We can turn right around and save each other's ass the next day. It's just what it is, and it's all good fun there. Zach says that he has an IED that says different, and he does. His Humvee was hit by an IED. So
wait, he has an AED.
And
Zach needed an AED. Oh, okay. So well, good.
Yeah, sorry. We'll finish up here. Here's one for tonight.
Did you hear about that story though? Like 2 years ago, that there was a flight where somebody went into cardiac arrest on the flight. And the flight attendant yelled, "I need an AED." And the flight attendant on the other end of the plane heard, "I found an IED." And the plane went into emergency procedures and landed at the nearest airport, which ended up being great for the guy that went into cardiac arrest. But that's why airlines are no longer allowed to say AED. They have to say automated
external
defibrillator. Yeah, because of that AED, IED. But for the dude that went into cardiac arrest, that was like a blessing for him because he got on the ground a lot sooner than he probably would have.
Probably, yeah. So was more of a blessing in disguise. As Zach says, he meant to say he got hit by an IED. He doesn't have one. So everybody in the world understands. Zach's not walking around with an IED. Everybody calm down. He's not definitely carrying around one of those. He might be carrying around a volleyball or a football because he's trying to referee. But
listen, I've heard some pretty colorful names for people naming their particular body parts. I've never heard anybody naming an IED, but good for you, Zach.
Hey, whatever he's got to do, we love him to death. We wish you were here, buddy. The banter would probably be a lot stronger, and it's all good and it's all fun. Here's one for tonight about not carrying everything with you. Mental Health Minute. I like to talk about this. You know what's exhausting? Carrying things you're already over. A conversation you keep replying replaying something somebody said, a decision you wish had gone differently, something you can't control, but your mind keeps trying to fix it anyway. We tell ourselves, I just need to stop thinking about it, but sometimes that doesn't work. Maybe the better question is, does this deserve to come with me into tomorrow? Right? Not everything needs a response. Not everything needs to be fixed tonight. Not everything deserves space in your head. You can care deeply and still put something down. So tonight, before you guys go to bed, pick up one thing that you've been carrying that you cannot change right now. Pick one thing and give yourself permission to say, that's enough for today. I'm putting it down. The main thing about that is, and I really like that is you don't have to carry everything. Some of that stuff you've got to put down. You got to get it out of your hands. You got to get some of the weight off. Tomorrow will be tomorrow. You got to be able to put it down for the night. Spend time with your family and things like that. It's really, really important that you do that.
Absolutely.
It really is.
Yeah.
Zach's not here to say it, but we want to welcome home all of our Vietnam veterans. We always say that. It's very important to us because they did not get the proper welcome home. If anybody ever gets a chance to go see one of the memorial flights that they do, they take them to the Vietnam, over to, not to Vietnam. They take them to Washington, D.C. to see the monuments and all that. But what they do, and I think it's really cool, and we didn't get a chance to do this in the fall, in the spring. I'm hoping maybe the fall. I don't know when that flight is. Everybody goes to the airport, and when they come back, they just loudly cheering and cheering and cheering and cheering, right? And it's just so awesome for those guys to get that. And actually, there was one of a local person that had a story about it and how much that fulfilled him and made him feel, so much better, for those guys. And I can only imagine what that time was like.
Mm-hmm.
When those guys were put in a situation that they didn't ask for, and then our own folks treated them the way that they did.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't imagine us living in a world right now that occurred.
Mm-hmm.
With our military folks.
It could, and the only reason that our folks put them in that position was because of the influence that the media had on all the folks about what was going on over there, and they put the whole emphasis on our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines, and not on the government itself. So, and that therefore the people coming back were treated like crap, even though they didn't want to be over there as much as nobody in this country wanted them over there. So, but yeah, you're absolutely right. If anybody out there has never seen anybody wearing a Vietnam veteran hat, and seen the reaction on their face when you say welcome home to them, I implore you to try that. The next time you're out in public and you see an old man wearing a Vietnam veteran hat, just walk up to him and shake his hand and say, welcome home. I'm glad you're here. And watch his face. Watch the joy and the gratitude in his face, because that's something they never got. So I always say, go out tomorrow and make somebody smile and smile at a stranger. Next time you see somebody wearing a Vietnam veteran hat, tell them welcome home, and I guarantee you will make them smile.
And what we would love to hear is, don't ever hesitate to hop on here. And if you happen to do that, you shake the hand of a Vietnam veteran and tell them welcome home, and you see their reaction, share that with us, because that's not, building yourself up. It's not bloating. It's not boasting or anything like that. We want to see that because we want to see like your reaction to their reaction of what you're saying to them, because it's just so cool that we can share that good news and all that stuff. So don't ever hesitate to do that. Bourbon, you're a rock star. We're going to keep doing this. It's so much fun. I appreciate all of that. We're getting into that time where we got to get out of here. We appreciate you. I know you can't hear the music, but I'll talk you through it. Next time I'll figure out how to get the music. First of all, lastly, brother, I appreciate you doing this. I appreciate your service to the military. I appreciate your friendship. What me and Bourbon's been doing a lot is we'll cheers each other each day with a picture of kind of where we're at in our life and what's going on. Don't have to say a whole lot more. It's just greeting each other. So if you get a chance out there, everybody, please greet folks like that. Find somebody you can do that with on a daily basis. And it does bring a calm, and it just connects you with somebody that makes you feel so good. So, man, I appreciate you doing this.
Love you, my friend. I had a blast doing it, and every chance you want me to do this, let me know. If I have the window of opportunity, I will be here, without a doubt.
100%.
We'll fine tune it as we go along and figure out how to get the music. And now we figured out that we could both go together on TikTok.
That's right.
Do it. So there
people
you go.
can see us from all over. So
yeah, and
we're going to make it better.
Oh yeah,
we're going to make it better, right? And I'll be honest with you. I don't know if you have his number. I'm going to try to get his number. I'd like to bring in Cole from Chasing the Wild.
Yep.
Police officer out west.
Mhm.
We'd like to get him in here. And I've also reached out to a company called Deemed Fit, who have apparel for first responders that have like, are you okay with it? And I've conversated a little bit with them and a possibility of a possible collaboration down the road. We'll see.
Nice.
But, we're always trying to grow this thing and get more information out there the best that we can, updating our website and all that stuff. Don't forget lifenetworkagency.com. Zach says calling the Navy the military is a stretch.
Oh, geez. Here we go again.
And he couldn't be on here because he's doing a little volleyball action. He can't be on here to defend himself. He just wants to chat a little bit.
I do have an issue with bringing Chasing in the Wild on while I'm hunting here, though. And he cannot be on here if Zach's on here because he's also former Air Force. So you cannot put me up against two former Air Force. You cannot put. And by the way, I had to throw him a little. Since you mentioned his name, I'll put his hat on. Yeah, I can't be up against two Air Force guys because they cheat. So they'll trample me for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing volleyball at Fort Knox. He says.
There you go.
Zachary is so good for him. So that's good.
Are you doing it in the gold? Is he doing it in the gold vault in Fort Knox? Because that would be a cooler story.
That would be even better. That would be better if he was doing it. I don't think he is. Probably wouldn't let him in there. Especially if he has an IED with him, they probably will frown upon that.
That's true. I don't think he's getting past the gate with that one.
Probably not. Past the golf course on base on the way here. There you guys, cool, man. So, but Bourbon, we appreciate it, my brother. We'll do this again. I'll send you a text. We'll figure out the next night we're going to do this. I want to get out as many episodes as we can. This is so much fun. I like being on YouTube. I want to get Chasing in here, get a couple of other folks in here. I can have up to 6 people on this board. You can find us on YouTube. Make sure you guys look at that. I'm going to start playing the music that Bourbon can't hear because he can't hear it, but there's music playing.
If I turn up the TikTok volume, I could probably hear it.
You might, but you'd have to hear it through here because it's playing in my headset. Did you have fun?
Did I have fun? Absolutely, I had fun. If you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong, my friend. So,
all right. Well, I appreciate you. Next time, this has been Life on Show.
Love you, my friend.
You're good, man. Hey, we're off now. We're off the air. So
yeah. But, we're still on TikTok though.
We're still on TikTok and we're still on YouTube.
We're still on TikTok and we're still on YouTube.
Still YouTube fans, friends. Beth, so good to see you. Heather was in here. Zach's in here, brother. Be safe coming home. The gold is gone. He says we've lost all the gold.
Oh, geez. I think we lost that many, many years ago. They just never told us.
We probably did. Summer 11's on here. All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you so much. I'll let you get back to the family. I appreciate this. I will post this up, episode 119. I'll name it River Rocks and something. We'll see. It's going to be interesting.
There you go.
All
River Rocks and Papa John's. There you go.
Papa John's is so bad. I don't know. It's whatever. So, all right. We'll end the stream on YouTube. Let me see if this ends me and you. If it does, I love you. If not, we're still here.